Somebody check your cell phone. I have Brent calling me. Am I?
Say what?
Is he gonna be in the meeting?
We're a minute past already, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Did I call Brent back then? He didn't respond to me, so I didn't know what to do. Okay, we're just getting started here. You want to be on my speaker? Okay. Okay, just that. You need to get her up here.
Oh. We got some kind of a.
Okay, we're ready to go again.
Yep.
We're calling the special meeting. Before I call it to order, does everyone, at one time, everyone had a book that had all the city ordinances in, all council people and planning and zoning people did? I think Jennifer said she had one. Does anybody else have one?
I believe I know I did. I haven't looked at it forever. I don't know if it's.
I emailed you one, maybe?
That could have, yeah, that I got.
We should get them brought in or brought up to date as far as city ordinances and stuff go. Now to begin the meeting was called by Twyla and Steve. So I guess I will turn it over to Twyla.
Everybody should have a copy of the letter from the Labor Department.
Can't hear.
You might have to flip yours on and shut it off.
Hello? Hello? Is it on? Okay. Everybody should have a copy of the letter from the Labor Department regarding a complaint of retaliation that was filed.
I don't have nothing and I can't hear you.
Hang on one second, Brett. You can hear me?
You're better, but like you say, it just sounds like she's a long ways away from the mic or something. I'm not sure. I can hear little bits and pieces.
We can try calling them on that speakerphone that's up there. You might be able to hear better. Yeah, well, Steve's a lot louder.
Right there.
Steve's a lot louder.
Can you hear now, Brent?
I can hear you good, yes.
I can sit him over here too, I can hear on the speaker.
Okay,
Yeah, that might,
Yeah, but we
Better.
can't really hear them then, really.
Is there a microphone to go with it?
yep.
oh, we're gonna get reverb though off of the,
I'll just put your monitor, when we start talking. All right, try again?
Set it on a chair. John, why don't you set it on a chair, the mic? Is it too? He's not coming in very. he's not
How's it
coming
now, Brent?
Can you hear us now, Brent? Okay, perfect.
in. But how come we're not hearing him better?
No.
Can you take the microphone out of the holder?
I was doing that on purpose.
Okay, have him
Brent,
say.
can you try talking again, please?
Yeah, I can, I couldn't hear a little bit ago, but it's been very silent now.
Nobody said anything.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, so everybody feels here now? So everybody has a copy of the letter from the Department of Labor?
Brent doesn't have it, you might want to read it to him.
Okay. Human Rights Complaint Number NBR-31684. Dear City of Surrey, a complaint of retaliation has been filed with the North Dakota Department of Labor and Human Rights under North Dakota Century Code 34-01-20. The complaint alleges that he or she was retaliated against after reporting a violation or suspected violation of local, state, or federal law, rule, regulation, or ordinance to their employer, a government body, employee organization, or law enforcement official. A copy of the complaint is enclosed. Please respond to the complaint by January 12, 2021. To do this, please answer the enclosed initial respondent questionnaire. Additional information may be requested from you. Please submit the response to labor@nd.gov. Anything that you submit to us in paper form will be scanned to an electronic version and the original destroyed. Does everybody have a copy of the complaint? No. We know you don't have it, Brent. Everybody sitting at the table have a copy of the complaint?
Yep.
Who's that from?
Diane,
Okay, does anybody, want to open discussion, or does anybody,
What do we need to do with the response?
well, there's a questionnaire, or not a questionnaire, but there was a short few questions for, questions to be answered.
Who needs to answer these questions?
Stop.
Stop.
No, stop.
Oh,
Sorry,
good
sir.
morning.
First off, I want to apologize for being tardy. Sorry, is my mic on?
Yep.
Lift it up a little bit, Andrew.
I want to apologize for being a little bit tardy. I was at the jail visiting with another client and took the jail a little bit of time to out process and everything else. I do apologize for being late. I got a copy of this earlier this afternoon. I think first off, the council probably shouldn't be talking about it, especially the allegations that are in it. It seems more fitting for an executive session, so we can talk about it in that context and see what we can do without responding to the initial respondent question. So I would advise the council not to discuss the allegations that are in it, and instead to put this on the regular meeting agenda for next Monday and talk about it in an executive session.
Why can't we talk about it now in the executive session?
Because if we talk about it now and somebody says something that makes the city look bad, it's going to be held against the city, and that's going to cost the city money.
The question she asked, I believe, was why can't we talk about it now in executive session?
Oh, because this is a special meeting and we're only allowed to go into stuff that's on the agenda for the special meeting, and an executive session hasn't been noticed.
Thank you.
So what are the two things that are on the agenda again?
The DOL letter and complaint and commercial behavior.
So the first part of that's out of the equation. Because under advisement from our attorney, we should do that in executive session, correct?
That's correct.
So council behavior, who's that?
Or, I mean, it
Yeah,
goes
get it.
along with this letter.
Yeah, kind of goes with the weather.
My advice doesn't change no matter what we talk about. We should not talk about the allegations in the Department of Labor letter. We absolutely shouldn't do it. So,
There's one item in that complaint. Yeah. There is only one item listed in that complaint. So we could talk about 100 other things, just not that one item.
Well, and for me, I see more than one item.
Yeah, in here. There's a few things in there.
Well,
There's a few things.
yeah.
Our attorney has advised us not to discuss the complaint. I think we should get on to the second part of the agenda. Steve, do you have something there?
The second part is the same. You just told us not to do the second part too.
The second part also?
That's, yeah, what you advised.
Okay. Then we have nothing to discuss.
Can you please acknowledge me, Paul?
No. I don't, you can come to meetings, you can be there, you can photograph, you can digital record, but you do not have the right to speak. Thank you.
Why is that?
Yeah, why is that?
It's in the law.
It's in the law that you can just tell her that?
Yeah, it's in the law that you can come to meetings, you can record them, you can videotape them, but you do not have the right to speak.
And you have that right all by yourself?
No, I found it in,
I would like to hear from Ms. Walsh. Can I do that?
sure.
Okay, Carla, go ahead, Carla. Carla has the floor.
Mr. Schultz,
yes.
is it possible for this council to close this special meeting, prepare a notice, including an executive session, and post it on the door, and still hold that special meeting in executive session tonight? Or is that too short of an amount of time? I don't think that we have an amount of time set in our ordinance for special meeting notice. I'm not trying to maneuver, I'm just trying to save people time, that's all.
I don't think that's, I don't think that's a great idea. It does certainly raise a concern about whether or not members of the public have had a sufficient opportunity to speak.
Just wondering.
There is no notice limitation for special meetings. Thank you.
Anything else?
So do we want to just meet at regular time on Monday at 7? If we know we're gonna have, because I suppose we have to go into the regular meeting and then go into the executive session.
Yes, at some point during the regular meeting. It doesn't have to be the first thing, just at some point during the.
I totally disagree with you.
We can have it this week too, later this week. I will be in town till Sunday, so.
I also think that waiting until Monday would actually give me time to look over this and look over some of the laws and actually come up with informed advice on how to advise the city instead of trying to come up with something off the top of my head that I got about 2 hours.
If you take the week to look over it, would you have something by the time the packets go out? So when I leave town Sunday, I would have that material with me? Or would you need on Monday?
Friday's the holiday.
Yes, sir.
I think I can get it done by Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
so it can be circulated to the packet.
Okay.
But it's gonna be confidential. It's gonna be
Packets
very
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Packets are going out on Wednesday.
I have a question, when I have time to speak, try not to override anyone, so just let me know.
What time tomorrow are they gonna go out?
Oh, they can go as late as 4:35. Depending if we have a night officer on, but I don't think we do.
All right, it'll be done by 4 tomorrow.
Okay.
Did you have something to say, Brent?
Yeah, just like I say, I'm trying not to step on it. It's hard to tell kind of what's on the top, and I'm trying not to interrupt. My question was, how come this special meeting of this information was put off till this afternoon? Why was this meeting called already if we don't even have the information, and especially our attorney doesn't? How come we did that? Seems like this is kind of a situation where, we would think we would want our attorney on top of this, I guess you'd say. And I don't think most of the information went out the way it sounds from you guys till this afternoon. I mean, this is basically,
I don't think anybody got it until they showed up today, Brent.
I know, I think that's kind of messed up. I think the council should have it, then maybe call your meetings, you know, there should. This is quite an accusation.
We don't even know what the accusation is because we're not allowed to talk about it right now.
And how does Brent know what the accusation is? How do you know what it is, Brent?
I just sent it to him. I thought we were gonna talk about it.
There's something to the Department of Labor, it must be serious. That's what I'm going on, nothing more than that, so. I don't know what meeting's called, don't prepare to run the fool what's going on here.
I have another concern. Because the city administrator is the complainant, I tend to view her at this point as being on the opposing side of a potential lawsuit. So I need to find a way to circulate this to members of the council without going through this.
Anita? Give you point of contact to that?
I don't think there should be anything as far as in the office when it comes to that.
Okay, I'll send it to you.
Thank you, Anita.
So in the executive session, will that person that made the claim will not be in that executive session, right? Okay, we don't need to talk about it. Okay.
I'd like to know the answer to that question, Mr. Schultz.
I don't think, yeah, I would view it, number one, to be a conflict. Number two, I'm certainly not in a position to be giving the city legal advice while, as I said, a potential opposing party is sitting in the room. So I would view that she would need to excuse herself in the special session.
History of other executive sessions we had.
So we are going to wait till Monday to have an executive session as part of the regular council meeting. Am I correct in that assumption?
Is the agenda long for Monday?
It really so far isn't too bad, but you never know what can come in a day, but doesn't look too bad.
Any other comments?
I guess I'm just trying to wrap my head around it a little bit. I do kind of agree with Dwight a little bit. I do think you're aware of some of this, Mr. Schultz, as far as you might not be aware of the allegation, but you're certainly aware of items on this list that you took care of, let's call it a couple of weeks ago.
Dealing with a response to the Department of Labor is different than what may have been brought up back then.
I can do that.
Okay.
That's what I need to look up.
And I understand that you may need some time to prepare for whatever we're gonna decide. I would like to, I don't know if you can take a council vote as far as having Diane in the meeting. I get the part where you're thinking the whole maybe litigation, I understand that. But if we don't have all the facts presented to us, if all we have are these four little situations,
I'll tell you that, Councilman, I am ethically prohibited from giving legal advice to a client while the opposing party is standing in the room. I cannot do that, period.
But yet Jenny sat in on many executive sessions regarding that issue as well.
Well, no, that was separate. That was dealing with the issue from her attorney that had nothing to do with whatever she's got going on.
If Surrey is not involved with a lawsuit towards Jen or anything towards Jen, so. Apples and oranges.
Anita?
Hey, I'm gonna give you peaches. So, I'm, maybe sitting in the same position with the idea that depending on how this is actually handled, there is some serious issues working for the city of Surrey. And that comes down to putting your own persona on the line for a job. And I'll be your point of contact for nothing else to the point of having that involvement, and I wanted you guys all to know that because I'm on the same page. It's not a happy place here.
Any further comments?
May I ask a question regarding the other item on the agenda, which was council behavior?
You asking?
I'm asking Andrew.
Who?
Andrew.
Mr. Schultz?
I would like to know why Mayor Tolleson has retained an attorney to go after Diane less than 24 hours after our meeting.
I don't know why he felt like he had to hire counsel. It's probably a question for him. I can't.
Why would you do that, Chuck, right after we had a meeting and we said we were gonna ask for a couple of days so that we could investigate things and look into things, but yet she received a letter from Waters?
Mr. Waters watched the meeting on YouTube and felt that it was necessary that he intervene because he thought I and others were being treated unfairly.
So you hired him to go after Diane?
No, I hired him to represent me from the allegations that were had at the last meeting. I'm not after, I've said this a dozen times to everybody I can think of. I am not after Diane's job. I'm not trying to get her fired. I never have no interest in it. I don't know anything about the Bookworth, the office. As far as I know, she's doing fine. There's nothing there that I have ever insinuated or asked that she be removed. Absolutely not. I have on occasion suggested or told her that she was not doing her job on the management side of it. And that's the truth. I've got it recorded if you want to listen to it. The only time when it was assumed or I guess the hypothesis was that.
Hang on. Mr. Mayor, I'd advise everybody to just stop there.
Okay, thank you.
I think this whole conversation needs to end right now, because you guys are pressuring the lawyer to give information on something here that is completely should not be dealt with until we get an executive session. You guys are this doesn't make sense. The meeting needs to be adjourned. There's information on the lawyer, go to our executive meetings and our session next week and take care of it.
Is that a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
before we do that, when are we gonna do this? Like have an early meeting at 6 o'clock or something, or 6:30, or what do you want to, I mean?
It was said before the regular meeting.
Regular meeting, going to executive session, right?
That's
Yes.
Okay.
We want to set a time as 6:30, 6 o'clock, 7? Anybody have any comments there?
Well, if it's gotta be during the regular meeting, then regular meeting.
It doesn't have to be during the regular meeting, it just has to be posted for a decent amount of time.
My only concern is you do it during the regular meeting, and you do it, let's say at 7:15, you're out there, and the next thing you know, you're out there for an hour and 10 minutes, and everybody's standing outside.
But he also said it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the meeting, it can be at the end of the meeting.
That's true. Okay, I'll second Brett's motion.
Motion to adjourn is seconded. We're out of here.
So, Steve, are we starting early? What did you
No,
say? The
7
regular
o'clock,
time?
we're gonna
Okay,
Put it at the end.
okay.